Cast-O-Matic. And everything I do in the class is recorded. I don't record the roll, obviously, but I record what I say and what's projected on the board. And I'll tell you a little bit later how to access it. I don't have that set up yet, but it will be by the end of the class today. Well, sometime by the end of the day today, hopefully. Okay, so let me start with the syllabus. Oops, that's the syllabus. Okay, and I got your names. Well, of course, I don't remember any of them. Okay, but I'll maybe by the end of the term get half of you down right. This is Math 100, Intermediate Algebra. Everybody in the right place? Good. Okay, it's a 3-credit hour course, and sorry, it's going to be like this all day, I'm afraid. We meet Monday, Wednesday, 8:30 to 9:45. Okay, and I'll try to be here, knock on wood, at 8:30 every Monday and Wednesday. But first day of class, I've been running all over the building, taking people to classes, we found out they had an English class in a computer science laboratory, which couldn't hold half of the students. So I found another room for them, and for temporarily, and then I found a better room for them, and they're next door. So I've been trying to help get that set up. But we're on the Vesper campus, I hope you know, and this is room A255. Now, A stands for the A building. We are very clever in how we name our buildings here, A, B, C, D, okay, and E. But a few of them do have actual names, but this one's just the A building. My name is Charles Fowler. I've been calling all yours, that's me. My office on this campus is A265. Let me show you just basically where that is. If you go out this door here and hang a left, go down that little half flight of stairs there, go almost to the end of the hall. Don't hit the end of the hall, but just before you get there, there's a stairwell, the last door on the left. Just next to that is my office. It's 265. This is room 263, 261, 259, and back up like that. Okay? For any of you that are taking orientation, or any of you taking that term, okay, that's right across the hall, 254. The numbers don't match up too well, but that's what it is. And as I've told several people as we've taken them around the rooms this morning, the numbering in this building is totally wacko. Totally wacko. Okay? I'll just give you a quick view of that before we get too far. Right about here, right about this stairwell here, everything to the left of that is 200, 201, 202, 203, going like this. On this side of it is 250, 251, 253. So right here is 200, and there's 250. It makes no sense, except I think the building was built in 2 pieces. They built the first piece and then the second piece and realized they numbered it backwards in the first, so they didn't want to change. So, and we never change, you know, so that's the story of our lives. Okay, so finding rooms here is sort of crazy. Okay, now, on Fridays, I'm on the most Fridays, I'm on the Birmingham West Campus in the academic building, and the room number is B122. Now, they name their buildings and then give them letters as well. So, the academic building, B122. If you can't find it, ask for Dr. Pruitt's office. Okay, everybody knows Dr. Pruitt, and they'll get you to his office. He has the big suite, and his is the big corner room, and his secretary is outside of that. And behind the secretary's desk is the copy room. That's where I am on Friday. Okay, so that's B122. My phone number here on this campus is 929-3449. On Birmingham, on Fridays only, 929-6409. Now let me tell you a little bit about my phone's problems. On this campus, like I said, I was out all last week, and we had the week off the week before, and the week before that we were getting grades in and for a summer term, and so I'm so far hopelessly far behind in voicemails. I don't know if I'll ever find out where the last one was, you know, and get back caught up. So if you're trying to call me, call during my office hours only. If If I'm in class, I'm not even going to hear the phone ring. So don't even try, and don't leave a message because I don't know when I'll get to it. So call during my office hours. Now, if you can't catch me then, just hang up and try again a few minutes later because I probably went down the hall or something like that. So that's on both campuses. This one, that's my voicemail, but this number is not my number. It's the number for a grant coordinator, but she only works 4 days a week, and she uses the copy room as her office, so that's her number. I'm just there on Fridays, so I don't have any way to access those voicemails. They go to her and she's like, what's this, you know? So don't ever leave a message for me at that number on Friday. Just if I'm not there, call back. 15, 14, 10, 5, 10, so many later. Here's my email address. Now, I'm almost as far behind on emails as I am on voicemails, but I can catch up on those a little better. So you can leave me messages there. Okay. Here are my office hours. This is a grossly long syllabus, and we may not even get through it today. On Mondays, I have a class, this class 8:30 to 9:45. Then I have a calculus class that starts at 10 and goes till 11:40. I have another calculus class that starts at 12:15 and goes till, let's see, yeah, there it is. It goes until 1:55. Okay, so I'm finally through with classes about 2 o'clock. Okay. And usually I'm on campus until at least 6. So 2 to 6 on Mondays, okay? That's the biggest chunk of office hours I have all week, except maybe on Fridays, okay? On Tuesdays, now this may change, and this is one reason I don't have the syllabus on Blackboard yet, because I have some very low enrolled classes on Tuesday and Thursday. In fact, one of my calculus classes is low enrollment, and it may be canceled too. So I don't know this for sure. If that calculus class is canceled, then I'll have more office hours on Monday and Wednesday as well. But on Tuesday, Thursday right now, all I've got is from 8 to 8:30 in the morning, because classes don't start till 8:30. So I'm in my office usually then. I'm usually here before 8, but officially here at 8 to 8:30. I've got an 8:30 class, that's pre-calculus algebra, and what's the next one? 10 o'clock class, that's pre-calculus trig. 11:30 class, that's linear algebra. I think that one may be canceled, but I don't know. It's still on the books now. And then at 12:15, I've got a physical science class. And it goes to mini-term class. So it has a class followed by a lab, and it finishes at 5:45. So I'm basically in class from 8:30 to 5:45 with only very short breaks in between. I'm going to eat lunch in 10 minutes, pieces, I think. Okay, and then from 5:45 to 6, I'm on campus. Now, if that linear algebra class gets canceled, I have more office hours there. Wednesdays are a lot like Mondays, except I have a physics class in the evening on Wednesday on the Birmingham East campus, and it starts at 4:30, so I have to leave here by 4 to get there in time. So then my office hours are just 2 to 4 on Wednesdays. Thursdays just like Tuesdays, and again, if I do cancel one of those, that small enrollment class, then I'll have a little bit more office hours. All right, Fridays I'm usually on the Birmingham campus from 8 to 12, just like I indicated here, okay? 8 to 12 Friday. I'm usually there way past 12, but if you add up the hours, I'm here way more than 40 hours a week, so I'm supposed to leave by 12 on Friday, but I seldom do. Okay. Now, here's the course description. And y'all probably don't realize this, but everything in our developmental curriculum changed big time this term, okay? So you are guinea pigs, by the way. If you didn't know, if you found yourself squeaking this morning, that's why, because you're really a guinea pig, okay? So you're the first ones to be fully this new Math 100, okay? So I think this course description probably isn't quite precise because they've changed everything, but they haven't changed the course description. But here's what it is. This course provides a study of algebraic techniques, that's true, such as linear equations, actual Actually, now that's covered in 098. So if you're a little weak on linear equations, there's chapters in the book that would be real good to look at, okay? And inequalities, we don't do too much with those, but again, look in the book. Quadratic equations, yes, we'll be doing that. Systems of equations, nah, that's been moved to 098 because it's systems of linear equations. Operations of exponents and radicals, big time, we'll be doing that. Functions and relations are introduced and graphed with special emphasis on quadratic functions, because linear functions have been moved to 098. So you see the sort of conflict we have here. But they don't let us change the course description. That has to come from Montgomery. And they haven't caught up quite with what we're doing on the ground. Okay? Part of that is our bad choice, but that's water way under the bridge. Okay, or over the dam or somewhere. Okay. The prerequisite, Math 100 has a prerequisite that the student should successfully pass 098 or score for 100 when you did your placement test, or ACT or whatever method. This course does not apply toward the general core requirement for mathematics, unless you're a career technical student. Any of your career technical students? If you are, this is probably your terminal math course. If you're a nursing student, and you're going to do the RN here at Lawson, this is your terminal math course, okay? If you're a transfer course student for any kind of other major, you're going to have to take at least one more math course past that, and that's why it says it does not apply to the general core requirement for mathematics. That's for transfer students going for a 4-year degree, okay? You'll take at least one more. Now, here is the other big change. We're now doing what they call a co-requisite model, okay? And this is, I'm not going to try to explain everything to you. I'm going to try to hit the high points today. Math 100 placement and learning support requirement. Students, if you're enrolled in Math 100 this semester, you must also enroll in a 1-credit learning support tutoring lab, and that's called MTH100 T. Most of you done that, or any of you done that? Okay. You have? You haven't. Okay. Hang on if you haven't, because you may be exempt. Okay? That's coming up later. I wish they would have put the exemption or the requirement first, but we were told you have to put this in the syllabus. So they say you have to be here, and then they tell you those who don't. The Learning Support Lab is intended to give all students one-on-one or small group support in mathematics and designed to work to strengthen your mathematical skills altogether. In the past, Lawson State would have required you to take Math 098. That's a developmental 3-hour course, but right now you're able to move on up here, okay, prior to enrolling in Math 100. However, we're giving you a chance to prove yourself in a college level by allowing you to enroll in Math 100 now, along with the added Learning Support Lab. I'll get it up here so I can stand up again. Okay. With that in mind, attendance in the Learning Support Lab is mandatory and will be directly tied to your grade in the 100 course. If you have not enrolled in Learning Support Lab 080T, you need to do so this week, okay, prior to the end of the drop add period, which is Friday. Also, if you enrolled in 080D in error, change it to 080T. 080D is for the Math 098 course, that's the learning support there. 080T is for the Math 100, okay? So if you're in 080D, get it into 080T. Now, here's your opt-out or exempt options. Please note that students can exempt out of 080T, during drop add period if they meet the criteria outlined below, and then the blah, 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 okay? So here are the criteria. And it's not particularly easy to follow, but here it is. If you have an 18 or higher on the ACT in math, you're exempt from 080T, okay? So therefore, if you're not in 080T, you don't need to be. If you are in 080T but had an 18 or higher in ACT math, you can get out of that. However, you may actually want to stay in it because it really does give you a lot of support, okay? And a lot of people will opt to take it even though they haven't, because they say, I'm just not that good at math, okay? Now, The ATC scores cannot be greater than 5 years old. Okay? So if you took the ACT back, more than 5 years ago, you either have to retake it or you have to take the OADT. Okay? Or if you do not have an ACT of 800 in math, of 18, I don't know where I did, 18 in math, you may qualify exemption under the secondary conditions. So here are they. If you have a high school GPA above 2.75 and you passed Algebra 2 with a grade of B or better, a B or an A in high school, okay, with a 275 overall, then you may be exempt from taking OADT, okay? But if you didn't have a 2.75 or if you made a C or lower in Algebra 2, you do need to take the OADT. And believe me, it's going to be good. It's very, very helpful. Okay. Okay. How much of the rest do I have to say? Oh yeah, grades and graduation date cannot be more than 5 years old because probably by that time you've forgotten anyway, so it's probably a good idea to take the lab, okay? All right. I'll let you read the rest of it. If you have questions, Dr. Davis, she's here on this campus today. She's not always, but occasionally she is. She's our academic dean. In fact, she may be teaching the class next door because I didn't see that instructor earlier. All right, now, that's one big change. Well, two big changes, or whatever. Okay, here's the next big change. Woo! Slow down here. Okay, the textbook and other learning resource materials. Here is a new text. When I say new text, I've never taught from this text before. And I don't see many of you with it, but there's a reason probably for that. It's Hoffman and Lockwood. Our previous text was by Kaufman, spelled the same way with a K, but it was a different person, of course. Hoffman and Lockwood, Mathematics, Journey from Basic Mathematics through Intermediate Algebra. We're the Intermediate Algebra part, the last part. It's the first edition, as far as I can tell, 2016, okay? Which means it's already a couple years old, which means they'll probably be changing the edition within the next year or two. Can I get your name, please? Rebecca. I think I remember seeing you. Okay. You're on page 2. Is that Maurer?
Yes, sir.
Did you go by Rebecca?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Welcome to the class. Okay. Now, I've already started talking about the syllabus. By the way, my name's Charles Fowler. Nice to meet you. And this is Math 100. Right, okay. Everything I've said so far and everything that's been projected on the board is being recorded now and will show up on a YouTube video later, okay? I can't tell you exactly how to get there. Well, yeah, I probably will be able to show you how to get there. I just can't tell you when it will be there ready, okay? So anyway, I was just talking about the book. Here is the book. This is another big change here from Mathematics, okay, to Intermediate Algebra 2016. It's a Cengage learning text, and generally I do not like this publisher. I don't know anything about these authors, but generally I don't care for this publisher. But other people at the school love this publisher, so we're stuck with it. I mean, we have them. Okay, whatever. Okay. Students are expected to bring the text, paper, and pencil to class at each meeting. That's always been in here, but you don't have a text, do you? Okay. We'll get to that in a minute. Okay. Calculators are permitted in the course. Now, here's the deal. This is another new thing this term. The reason we're going with Cengage is they've come out with a program called Cengage Unlimited. Okay? And what that is a digital subscription service that has access to the book and others for just, they printed this, I don't like the way they capitalized, for just $119 per semester. $119 gets you every Cengage book you need this semester. Okay? But it's only in electronic format. Okay? So if you don't have a tablet or something like that, no, okay, I don't know. Great news! Similar to Netflix, and this is their printing, not mine. They don't let me change it. Amazon Prime, Hulu, that kind of stuff. Cengage Unlimited is a subscription service that enables you to pay a single fee of this per semester in order to get all of the textbooks that you're having in general education through this. Now, I can't say, well, it's going to show up in a minute what other courses we included here. Our textbooks for this class is part of this new unlimited option here at Lawson. What does it mean? It means that you have to pay $119 each semester. Now, you have to pay it again. If you withdraw from the class or something like that, you'll have to pay it again next time. And you'll have the digital, online digital access to the textbook and any other Cengage textbooks across the general studies platform offered. Now, why? I can't see why it paged there. So I'm going to go back. Sorry, I'm having to correct this as I go. There's a page break here that makes no sense. And I can't get it to change now. I hate when they make us use these things. Okay. Oh, that's why. I bet you if I do this, it'll work. Okay. Sorry. You're having to put up with my terrible computer skills or lack thereof. Okay. This is nuts. There we go. Okay. They still got some sort of weird things in here. Okay, now I think I've got it. All right, now here's their advertisement. I hate that we have to do this, but this is Cengage's advertisement. We have to do it as if we're supporting these people. Here's all you need to see about them, and it's everything I just said. They say you save hundreds of dollars. And see, before this, one reason I didn't like Cengage, they were the highest priced publishers we had. They were just ripping off students like crazy. Now they're offering this at a really good deal, and I just don't trust them. I just do not trust them. What's that?
So they made a bunch of profits, and now they can do this.
Yeah. So I don't know. All right. So this is all their ad. I'm not going to read it to you because I'm not even sure I believe it all. Okay. Did I say that out loud? Oh, no. Okay, here are the other classes. If you're taking any of these classes, art, the ones that are listed there, biology, and probably, since I did that other page break, let me go on and put a, there. All right. Any of those arts, any of those biologies, any of those all the child development courses, all chemistry courses, all computer science courses, all criminal justice courses. If you're taking Math 101 under English, yeah, goodness gracious, who did this? Oh, I'm going to take out Math 100. I don't know. I hadn't noticed this. They just said, you have to put this in. And foolishly, I put it in without reading it. Okay, let me take out Math 100. I think that maybe was supposed to be English 101. Let me change that. I may be wrong on this, but I'm sorry, I should have caught that earlier. But it's not Math 100. Math 100 is included, okay? History, only those two history books, courses, 121 and 122. All HUS courses. All math courses except 186, which is a medical dosage course if you're a nurse. Okay, all music courses, all music, whatever L is, I don't know what that stands for, performance, I don't know. All these OAD courses, Office Administration, all the physics courses except the Physics 112, all the psychology courses, all the sociology courses, all the Spanish courses, any of those courses, then they will count on that $119. You pay that for this term, you get access to all those books that you're taking this term. Okay? Now, I think I'll put a page break here too. I mean, at least a line feed. Okay. Now, other payment options available for students. This should not be something I have to do on a syllabus, but it's brand new, so they make us do it. If you see a lot of your classes under this listing that you have to take this semester and next, you may want to consider paying for broader access beyond the single semester. It's really put together poorly, but I didn't put it together. It's completely up to you. Here are the other options. As I said, if one semester only, 4 months, that's this semester, $119. But if you know you're going to be taking courses from those next semester as well, and you want to save a little bit more, you can do 1 year digital access for $179. Now, I think that's really just 2 semesters. When you say 1 year, I think 3 semesters, counting summer. I bet you they're not going to acknowledge summer, but I don't know that for sure. Like I said, it's brand new. If you think you're going to be taking a lot of those courses over your full time here at Lawson, then you may go for the 2-year option of $239. You pay it once, you get all the books you need from these courses, okay? Unless we change. No, okay, never mind. Okay. Now, oh boy. What you do to get on this, Engage Unlimited, you go to our bookstore. Does everybody know where that is? Okay. Go to our bookstore, and it's Follett runs our bookstore now. We used to do our own, but now it's something called Follett runs it. Secure the pin from your receipt. Do not throw away your receipt. Hang on to that, okay? To register and get your digital book, this is what you do, okay? How to register, blah, blah, okay? And there is a video tutorial at lawsonstate.edu. That's our website. Click on Quick Links. Now, are y'all familiar with our website? Okay. You know, at the top there's a bunch of blue tabs, but there's one bright gold tab over there that says, it's a little bit bigger, it says Quick Links. Click on that one, far right tab on the thing. The rest are blue, it's gold. We're blue and gold, okay. Locate and click on Cengage Unlimited tutorial link. Follow the directions. I've never done it, so I can't help you with this, but someone will find someone who can. Begin there first. Do not skip this step, or you'll get confused, as if I wasn't already. Okay, registering. Okay. Now, if you, like I think I would be if I were in your shoes, want to have a hard copy of the textbook, it's less than $8. Okay, but you have to have the 119 that, and then you get a hard copy. You can hang on to that forever if you choose. Sell it to somebody if you choose. Anything you want to, but you have to be on one of those packages there to get the hard copy of the text. Okay, so you pay the 119 and then the $8 extra. Rent. Oh no! That you rent the copy of your book. You have to turn it in at the end of the term. Okay. Cengage will send you free shipping. Blah blah blah. Okay. I'll let you read all this. I'm sick and tired of reading it. Okay. Now, there's a place you can go, a website, or watch the video. And that's it about your textbook. Have you ever seen a syllabus thing on a textbook that took that long to do? Okay, now let's talk about Blackboard. Are any of you familiar with Blackboard? Okay, a few of you are not. It's not a very, I'm sorry. Let me get this to the top. Okay. I don't care for Blackboard that much. It's okay. I mean, but a lot of people treat it as if it's God's gift to education. And did I say that? Okay. Frankly, it's a tool. Goodness gracious, will you quit doing that? Okay, I'll be there. Okay. All courses must use Blackboard. Now, this is courses must use Blackboard to gain access. This is so crazy. This should be students, I think. Okay. But again, they don't let us change this either. I think they're trying to say all courses must use Blackboard to give access, not gain, to vital course information such as the syllabus, handout, PowerPoint shows, activities, sounds, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Now, how do you get to Blackboard? Do all of you have your, okay, those who know Blackboard, okay, you correct me if I'm saying this wrong. Don't you use the same thing you do for your email? Exactly the same. Okay. Do all of you new students have that information? You do not? Okay. If you don't know how to access email or Blackboard, see me right after class. I'll get you to someone who can give you all that information in a very short, quick manner. Are all of you who don't know that also in orientation this term? Okay, okay. Well, then I'll get you to someone that can tell you. I'm sure they'll go over it in orientation, but if you're not in orientation, we'll get you the information sooner. Or check with a classmate, and they can tell you exactly how to do it. Here is your email address, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong. First initial, last name, and then the last 4 digits of your, here's somebody with, she was here early too, she has to be on the ball. Okay. And where did this come from? Our website? The counselor did. Okay, good counselor. Okay. Okay, I'm sure it's on there somewhere. On the next page. Here's how to log in. Okay, here it is. Okay, you can't see it, but I'm just holding it in the light. Okay. Here's your email address. First initial, last name, and then I only showed 2 digits, which is actually a 4-digit number, right? And those are the last 4 digits of your student ID number. Do all of you have your student ID number? Yes. If you have your student ID number, then your email address and access to Blackboard is first initial, last name, the last 4 digits of your ID number, your student ID number, at students, students, .lawsonstate.edu. Okay? And your username is first initial, last name, and those 4 digits without any of the dots or ats. Is that right? You people know how to do it? Okay. Thank you so much. Okay? Now, if you need to see that again, get in touch with her. Anyone who knows how to do it already, they can help you. Okay? And if that doesn't work, see me, and I'll get you to someone who can help you out there. Okay? So, when you get to Blackboard, what comes up is a home page, and you go to this course in Blackboard, a home page, and it'll have a column here of tabs. And the instructor side, they're blue tabs, I think. So they did change color code. I think they're blue. And it's a long list of tabs. Okay? Now, somewhere down that list is one that will say student handouts or class handouts and more, or some silly thing like that. Okay? And that's where I'm going to put all the stuff. I'm going to put your syllabus there once I have it corrected. I won't have it corrected until after tomorrow sometime when I find out if that linear algebra class is going to make or not, and maybe some of the others too. So I know I won't have it there before probably by the time we meet again, okay, because I'm in class all day tomorrow. Okay, so, but that will be there. Your research paper instructions will be there. If I can, I'll get over those today, but if not, they'll be there sometime after Wednesday, hopefully, okay? My locator card, that's when I'm in class, when I'm not in class, that kind of stuff, that will be there, okay? It's just basically my office hours, but in a more easily readable format, okay? I'll also have, now here's the thing. Notice here they say PowerPoint shows. I just found out this weekend, unlike what they told us, as far as I can tell, there's no PowerPoints for this course. Now, they told us there would be, so I've got to find out from the publishers, where are they? There's no information in here that indicate there are. So, sorry about that. If they have PowerPoints, I'll put them out there. If they don't, it's just going to be my lecture, but I'll explain that. This package I have, this Screencast-O-Matic, my computer has an ionizing pen. Now, if you've ever signed out at Home Depot with those ionizing pens, you know how pretty they look, right? That's your signature, right? Yeah, close to it. Okay. Well, that's what I'll be writing with. Actually, this one does a little bit better than that. But I'll be doing everything on the screen. And so it will be kind of like a PowerPoint, only not quite as pretty. Okay? So anyway, it'll be there. Activities, assignments. Now, I'm not going to write all your assignments on Blackboard. But if you listen to the YouTube video, you'll hear me say what your assignments are. And as soon as we get into it, you'll see it's pretty clear to follow. Okay? So don't worry about that now. The research paper assignment, that will be on Blackboard. So that one will be there. Announcements, the school sometimes places announcements. Most of the times I don't, but if I do have any, I'll put them out there. Failure to use, I don't like this sentence at all. Failure to use Blackboard will severely damage your ability to pass the course. That's such a negative sentence. If I were writing this and they don't let me change it, I would say the proper use of Blackboard can greatly enhance your ability to do well in the course. It's a lot more positive, and I think it says it better too. Okay? What's that?
I like it.
Oh, okay, yeah. He's a brown note. No, I'm sorry. Never mind. Okay. Students will always check the Blackboard announcement page and task page prior to coming to class. I really don't like that sentence either. Not that there's anything wrong with the sentence, but what's sort of inferred by that sentence? The only thing I can think of, and I may be wrong on this, is comma, in case the instructor has canceled class for the day. And I'll tell you now, I'm going to do my best never, ever to cancel a class. I'm going to try to be here every day. If I wake up one morning and I'm so stinking sick that I can't possibly make it here, I'm probably not going to get to my computer and get it on Blackboard in time to let you know. So I'm going to try to be here. I'll call somebody and they'll let you know, but I'm sorry, I probably won't do it. But that's, I don't, never mind. Okay, student course learning outcomes. I said it backwards, but it's okay. Students will perform operations with polynomials. That's chapter 10. Students will factor polynomials. That's chapter 11. I don't know what operation will perform that's not factoring, but anyway, we'll do both of those. Students will work with rational expressions. That's chapter 12. I'm sorry. This new book doesn't have chapters. It has modules. Okay, so it's module 10, module 11, and module 12. It's sort of like what educators do with when they update things. At one time, junior highs were junior highs, then they became middle schools, then they became junior highs, and then they became middle schools, and then they became junior highs. I'm sorry. Am I making fun of educators? Never mind. Okay. I didn't say that. Okay. Students will work with rational expressions. That's module 12. Students will work with rational expressions and rational exponents and radicals. That's module 13. Students will solve quadratic equations. That's module 14. And students will work with functions, and that's one little section from module 8, okay, 8.2, okay? Now, while we're on this page, this was our learning outcomes, this is the competencies. Here's how we'll be evaluating those. Now, I don't have this developed yet because it's a brand new book, and I'm going to be going as I can. I'll try to give you a quiz about midway through a module. It's a take-home quiz, okay? Take it home, get it back to me as soon as you can. At the end of the module, you'll have a test, okay? Now, let me say this right now. Now, I have to say it again and again and again. You cannot take the test until you turn in your quiz for that module. So the sooner you can get in the quiz, the sooner you can take your test, okay? And we'll have one of those for everyone except this one section down here. One section, there's no time for a quiz and a test. And that's right at the end of the term anyway. Okay? So that'll just be covered on the final exam, but not on a separate test. Okay? Now, there's one more competency, and that's your research and writing on a topic. That's your writing competency. Now, unfortunately here, we have a page break that I wish were not here. Let me just do this. I'll have to go back and see if I can get that all on one page. The overall competency is your comprehensive final exam. Now, the way we've done this course ever since I've been here, which has been a pretty long time, is this course has a departmental final exam. So that's why it's really important we get all that material covered, okay? So I'm going to try to pick up speed a little bit. I'm talking way too much today, plus having been 30 minutes late getting started because I have to move classrooms around and stuff. That's really not the whole of my day. Here's my grading policy, okay? All the items will be used in calculating the final grade. Letter grades will be assigned traditionally, and that's down here. Scale of 0 to 100 will be used and weighted as follows. The paper is required. It's not optional. It's not droppable. It's required. Everyone does a paper. We'll talk about that a little bit later, okay? It will count as a quiz score. It's done outside of class, just like the quizzes are take home, okay? So it will count as a quiz score, but it cannot be dropped. Now, the lowest chapter quiz score may be dropped if it helps your average, okay? You don't turn in a paper, you're going to need every quiz score you can to make up for that 0, okay? Because that can't be dropped, okay? I don't mean to be negative, but that's it, okay? So that's why I put may, not will. May be dropped, if it helps you. The quiz average of the paper and those remaining quiz scores may replace your lowest test score if it helps your average. If you don't turn in the quiz and make a low quiz average, but you do well on all the tests, then I don't replace your lowest test score with a lower grade. I always do what helps you, okay? Okay, the quiz average, that's again why it's a may there, replace the lowest test score. The comprehensive final exam will count as either 1 or 2 chapter test scores and cannot be dropped. Now, why do I say 1 or 2? In the past, it's seldom been the case that people score higher on that comprehensive test than they do on the chapter test. Just, I don't know why. We're going to do a brand new one this time. Hopefully we'll fix that so it won't be that big a discrepancy. But if you have a higher average coming into the final than you score on the final, then I only count the final once. If you score better on the final than you did your average coming in, then I count the final twice. I do what helps you best. Okay? All right. So that's why, and that's why I don't count on Blackboard doing this. Blackboard is too stupid to do this kind of stuff. So I do all these averages. Okay. Okay. But I'll show it on Blackboard. Okay. Final grade will be an average on the quiz average, remaining test, and the comprehensive final exam, which is counted once or twice. And now they put in a bunch of other words here, and I'll leave it in here because they said we had to. Plagiarize assignments. I can't imagine, well, no, you know what that is. I'll just go on. Are we running out of time? Yeah. No, we're not. We've got another 8 minutes or something. We got plenty of time. Okay. I can't count. Okay. Well, you saw what the grade. Oh, let me go back to that because that is important. 90s are above are A's, 80s are B's, 70s are C's. In the 60, it's a D, and below 60 is an F. Okay? Now, for those of you who are new here at Lawson or didn't realize this before, a D is not counted as a passing grade. It's not a failing grade, but it's not counted as a passing grade. If you make a D in a course, you have to retake the course. Okay? You haven't failed the course, but you have to retake it. Now, transfer, most schools will not transfer a D anyway, so that's why we do that. It really helps you. It doesn't look like it would, but it does. So if you make a D or an F in the course, you have to repeat the course. Okay? Now, let me see if I can. Okay. Now, someone put this in here, and I wasn't supposed to, but I did change this. So I'll admit to it, I'll fess up. Whoever put this in was not a mathematician. It says this, I can't remember how it was worded before, but it says the instructor always rounds up, is what it says. And then they gave this example. A 79.5 will be rounded up to an 80%, which is a B. Okay? And then they had this statement in here, but a 79.4% would remain a C. Well, that's always rounding up. That's normal rounding. So I changed it. The instructor rounds the grade normal. In fact, I let Blackboard do that, and if and everything rounds. This is how you normally round. This isn't anything special. So a 79.4 is still a 79. A 79.5 becomes an 8. Okay, but I think you're used to that. But remember, I'm dropping your lowest quiz score, if that helps you. I'm dropping your lowest test score, if that helps you, or replacing it with the quiz average. And I'm counting the final once or twice, whatever helps you. So I'm doing everything I can. If it still comes out that, if I hadn't done any of that, it would have been lower. So I've done everything I can. All right. Attendance. Okay, we got time. Please try to be here every day. I'm going to try to be here every day. And maybe I should go on and tell you this. I said I was sick last week. And this isn't directly related, but it is indirectly. I have a mild form of leukemia. Okay, it's not very serious, but I have to take treatments. And this last drug they've had me on has really knocked the bad cells way, way down. So I'm hoping that I'm almost through with this. But the bad news is it's knocked the good cells down too, okay? My red blood cell count is low, my hematocrits are low, my hemoglobin's low, my platelets are low, and those little things they call neutrophils, which are the things that fight diseases. In fact, to be neutropenic is anything less than 1,500 neutrophils per liter or whatever they do, milliliter, whatever it is. Okay? So you're neutropenic if you're less than 1,500. Before my last treatment, which was August the 3rd, I was at 110. And they still gave me the treatment. And I didn't know how low it was until they were already giving me the treatment. I was not a happy camper. And that knocked it even lower. And then I caught a cold, just probably a common little cold, and it wiped me slick last week. So I'm on antibiotics, are really strong. I was on one round before, now I'm on the second, stronger ones now. And I've been, for the last week, was taking booster shots to boost my neutrophils. So I'm feeling so much better today. But that's why I say if I get up some morning and just cannot move, that's the kind, but I probably won't have a chance to call. But anyway, just let you know, I'm going to be here every day I can, okay? I generally do not miss class, so I'll try to be here. Try to be here yourself. Now, my recording the classes, that will help you days you can't be here. But guess what? You can't ask that recording a question. So try to be here so you can be participating in the class, okay? And they put all this stuff in here, and here's the things about withdrawals. And let me say this about withdrawals. I know we're running close to being out of time. Remember, a D, you have to retake the course. An F, you have to retake the course. A W, you have to retake the course. But there is a difference, folks. A D counts one quality point, which the odds are it better be pulling down your grade point average because it's only 1.0. Okay? And F is 0 quality points. That really pulls down your grade point average. But a W doesn't count against you academically at all. Okay? If any of you are on any type of financial services, okay, Pell Grant, VA, several of the other things. Now, there may be some that won't affect it, but most of those will allow you to repeat a course once. They will not pay for it the second time. So if you've already failed or passed the course, or made a D in the course, failed and made a D in the course once, or withdrew it once, usually they'll pay for it the second time. They will not pay it for it the third time. But still, there's no disadvantage. If you are going to make a D or an F in the course, there's no reason not to withdraw. Yeah, it may put you back, but guess what? You're going to have to repeat it anyway. So it doesn't hurt your grade point again. Okay? So that's why I say that. Makeup work, let me put it this way. If you do miss a test, try to get it done within the next week. If you're not here on the day I pass out a quiz, try to get it into me as soon as you can, because we've got to move pretty fast in here, so I haven't been moving fast today. I was going to try to start all classes on time, that kind of stuff, and we're out of time. Let me just put this up here so you can read it later. This is stuff they put in the last time they made changes, and it's just a lot of stuff, okay? I'll leave this on there. You can read it to your heart's content later. This is important stuff about discrimination, harassment, Americans with disability. Please read this stuff, folks. Okay? There is your general college calendar. That's just directly off the academic calendar. You can find it on the website. That's where I got this information. And then here is the breakdown of the course. I can't guarantee you we're going to follow this. In fact, I know next time we're not going to start in 10.1 as soon as we get here because I still have to talk about safety. So I'm going to start next time with the research paper and safety. We've got to do those two things first, and then I'll move on. Okay, but this is what I'm going to shoot for as well as I can. Notice here the homework exercises. I said that before. The practice problems, well, I'll show you what those are later. If we had time today, I'll show you today. And then at the end of this, now don't worry with this now because I haven't changed. Sure. Okay, I haven't updated. I won't know the final syllabus until after tomorrow. But once I get that done, then I'll put everything out there, and then you can print this page or you can extract this page and email it to me any way you want to do it. And just let me know you've read the syllabus once I got it on Blackboard and have it done. Any questions now before we move on? Sorry if my throat has sounded weird. That's part of my cold. My head's congested, all that kind of stuff. But sorry if it's been too weird. Okay, good deal. Looks like it's going to be a great class. I really appreciate your attendance, and keep it up. And get your friends and neighbors in here too. Good deal. All right.
I had a 3.75 in pass with A, so I don't have to take that 0.80 82 grade.
Okay, say that one more time. Oh, you meant A in
Yeah, and I was going to, and I passed with a 3.75, so I don't have to take that 0.80T.
I don't think you have to. Are you in it already?
They gave me 0.80D.
080T.
D.
D?
Yeah, that's
Well,
what
that's
they
the
gave me.
wrong course anyway.
Okay.
Okay,
I didn't
so
have
when
that
you
chance.
drop that, but I would go to the records office and confirm with them they have that on your transcript. They have everything there.
Hey, can I go, do I need to go ahead and get that book today? For math book? Is that
Well, you can start that Cengage Unlimited. Is this the only course you got with it?
no, sir. I'm in the child development courses,
Okay.
so I have to get all of it. But
All of
I'm
them,
not
so
going to do
that-
electronic books. I don't do electronic books.
You don't? Okay.
I'm
Even
not
if
good with
just for $8 more, you get the actual book.
Yeah, I'm not good with electronics. So.
Okay, well, you make that decision. Check with the bookstore. They probably have the books down there. You evaluate the costs and stuff like that. I won't tell you what you have to do. You'll decide. Okay. Sorry about your leg.
No, it's okay. I just had surgery. If we think we can probably test out of this class, what do we need to do?
Say this again.
If we think we can probably test out of this class, what do we need to do?
Oh, if you think you can test out, you'll have to go through the admissions desk. You know where that is? That
Right.
big, desk out front. Ask them about testing out. They handle that. I don't. So yeah, you can check with them.
Okay.
What was your ATCs for?
Oh, no. I just started school again. But
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, well, then go and check with them. Because there is another option they didn't put on here, and that's the acupuncture. So check with them.
Okay, I took development courses in 4 buildings.
Okay.
Hey, so I have the orientation later on today, but I have no access to my students.
Yeah, I took
Do
like 10 years ago.
I speak to you now so I can talk to someone else, or do I just need to wait until orientation starts?
For what? The
My student email.
student email.
Yeah, it's not giving me access to it.
Those things we just said.
Yeah.
Okay, if you'll hang on just a second, I'll go down and we'll find out what the problem is. Okay, I'm so hard of hearing.
Start the tutoring class or something today?
If it's scheduled for today, go to it today. Yeah. It starts, they had one at 8 o'clock this morning, okay. I think it was canceled, but they had it scheduled. Yes, ma'am.
I was just gonna say, I'm sorry I was late.
No problem.
They
No problem.
had it all wrong. I wasn't allowed to come to class yet. They had my financial aid. They didn't
Oh.
update anything, so
Okay.
it was like, you
Yeah.
can't go. So
No, okay,
I
well.
apologize. I'll
No,
back again.
hey, frankly, I never want to, I don't want them to ever say that because I want you in class. If you don't get it all straightened out, you'll be removed from class anyway. But if you could be here, be here. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No problem at all.
How you doing?
Good thing. Okay, what's this again?
It's on appeal.
Okay.
Trying to get back in school. I had to meet with my advisor.
Okay.
She was sick last week.
Yeah,
Yeah. So when I came up here looking for you, I couldn't find you.
okay. Well, any advisor would have done.
Well, Dr. Thomas said I needed to talk to you about it.
Okay. Okay, well, I'm in class right now. So,
I tried to catch you as soon as your class.
what's that?
I said I tried to. She told me your class ended at 9:45.
It does, but I have another one starting right at 10 o'clock.
What time are your classes?
I'm through at 2 o'clock today.
You do at 2 o'clock today.
Okay, anybody can help you with this. It doesn't have to be me.
Okay.
So see if you can find someone else to help. Because I'm sorry, I don't want to hold you up. I want you to end school. Yeah. Okay. Let me